Hi, my name is Sebastiaan and I'm an ex-social anxiety disorder sufferer. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what the causes are of having difficulty making eye contact. I'm going to tell you about the two main reasons for why people suffer from it. I'm going to talk about the causes of it, and I'm going to talk about some simple solutions to overcome it so that you can, make eye contact naturally without it even being a second thought. So let's get into that. I can talk about this problem with eye contact to great depth because I dealt with it for a long time, and it was something pretty sticky to overcome. And it's also something that shows up in my coaching clients every now and then. There are a bunch of different reasons for it, which I'll get into a bit later. For me personally, it started after a while of dealing with social anxiety already. It started around the age of 16, when girls and dating and sex and all of that stuff came into the picture. And it showed up mainly for me, around sex and around relationships. And girls that I was attracted to, I couldn't look them in the eyes because, I thought they could see all these perverted thoughts I had about them, or how I didn't feel that I was worthy for them, or that they could see that I felt like a loser. And I had it with guys that I thought were better than me as well. I thought that they could see right through this little act I was putting up, and that at any moment they could shoot me down, or they could push my button and I would become ashamed. And this is a problem that got worse and worse, and to the point where even with eyeglasses on, with sunglasses on, looking girls in the eyes that were passing by made me cringe and made me highly anxious. And I had all sorts of little clever ways of looking away, and came up with all sorts of social skills to not look people too long in the eyes, and all of that stuff. But that obviously didn't really resolve the problem. The problem got resolved once I started looking into, okay, what is it that I have to hide? What am I afraid that they're seeing? And what should they absolutely not see about me? And then this is the first video that you see of me. I use the technique called EFT, or tapping, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It's a psychological form of acupuncture where you tap with the tips of your fingers on specific acupressure points on the body. Now you're doing this, which looks completely weird and wacky, but it's a scientifically proven to be effective technique that rapidly reduces negative emotion. That's not what this video is about, but you can check out more on that, or at this video, or on my website right here. But anyway, once I started using that, the things that I was ashamed of, I started applying this technique to. The things I was hiding from other people, I started to apply this technique to. And fairly quickly, I became more and more comfortable with myself, and I started feeling better and better about myself. And as a result, connecting with people and looking them in the eyes became easier and easier and easier. And today, it's something I enjoy. It's nice to look someone in the eyes and connect, and have a bond and have a sense of belonging, and just it's something that's natural, because that's how it starts out. You're born with it being natural. Then stuff happens, like stuff happened to me, and then it doesn't feel natural anymore. It feels scary. You get an anxiety response. There might be shame associated with it. But that's all learned stuff, and you can unlearn that. And the tapping is a really great way to unlearn that. Now, let's get into some of the reasons, the most common reasons for why people have an eye contact problem, have difficulty and feel uncomfortable making eye contact. And let's get into some of the solutions. Alright, I don't even have to cut this out. So, I spoke about it a bit already. We want to make eye contact because it either creates or enhances an emotional connection. And emotional connection is something that makes you feel safe, makes you feel warm, makes you able to really be with someone on a deeper level. And, it's fun. It feels good. And it can feel good. That's rather, that's what you want to get to. But the problem is when emotional connection isn't safe for you, that's when your anxiety response shows up. Because anxiety is there as a result of the fight, flight, freeze response, your built-in response to perceived danger being fired off. And as a result, cortisol and adrenaline gets pumped through your veins, your blood goes away from your digestive system into your outer limbs, and you feel your heart beating, this lump in your throat, and these anxious thoughts controlling you, and anxiety in your stomach, and all of that stuff. And your body's in survival mode. So emotional connection isn't safe. Now, why is that emotional connection not safe? Well, there are a whole bunch of reasons, and I could not possibly list all of them because this would be like a 2-hour-long video, and I might not even know all of them. But I'm gonna go over the two most common ones. So, boom, number one, you have something to hide. So, you can ask yourself the question, what is it that I'm afraid of that people find out about me? And then you'll come up with some answers. Or, what is my biggest secret that people should absolutely not know about? And you're just asking the same questions in different ways. What am I worried about that they'll find out about me? What should they absolutely not know? And so on. And you'll come up with answers. Now, another reason is that you're not trusting the other person. So you might look the other person in the eyes. This was for me the case a lot. Like I would look people in the eyes, and if I looked for a little bit longer, I'd be afraid that they would call me out on something, or that they would see my insecurity and try to put me down, or just say something about it. It's like, oh, you're getting red, or you look so insecure, or are you okay, or whatever. I was really afraid of malicious intent from on their part, and that I anticipated that because I had a lot of experiences where people were that way with me, where people had been mean to me, and all the way back to my stepdad growing up, and my mom, and all sorts of emotional abuse that happened in my early childhood. So that's actually what the root was of it. So, you can uncover that by saying, I don't trust them because ... or what I'm afraid of what might happen when I maintain eye contact is ... And what you'll then get to is negative limiting beliefs. Like, let's write a couple of them down. There is something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. I'm flawed. There's something at my core. There's something wrong with me. Now, there's never ever something really wrong with you, but you might feel that way. And that is the result of stuff that happened to you. Another one is, I'm guilty. Or I'm bad. Another common one is, I can't trust people. Or, see if this is still on screen. Yes, it is. People are mean or out to get me. And maybe, I have something to hide. There might have been certain shameful experiences that have happened in your life, and you're still carrying that shame inside you. And when someone looks you in the eyes, it's like, oh, they might find out that happened. Definitely don't want that to happen. And if something really, really horrible happened to you, I really suggest you find a therapist to help you move past that. Ideally, an experienced therapist who's warm and empathic, and also has experience dealing with the problem that you're dealing with. So if it's sexual abuse, you definitely want to work with someone in person, ideally face-to-face, that you feel safe with, have a good feeling with. Ideally, it was also a tapping practitioner or someone who does some way of effective trauma processing, in my opinion, other than just talk therapy. Okay, you need a body tool that processes the trauma. Okay, that said, so you have these beliefs that are causing that. So how do you get rid of these beliefs? Well, these beliefs you learned. You know, you're not born thinking there's something wrong with you, or that people can't be trusted, or whatever. So these beliefs come from somewhere. Well, where do they come from? They come from SEEs, significant emotional experiences. So if you've been bullied, that's a good idea of where these beliefs come from. Okay, so over and over you're made fun of, and it might even be just one experience, and you can use the tapping and go back to these experiences, neutralize the emotions from the experiences, and then change the belief. So that belief, I can't trust people, then no longer feels true. Okay, it only feels true because you have evidence to prove that it is true. Okay, so you might ask yourself, well, how do you know that there's something wrong with you? Well, then you might, it might be my dad always used to ignore me. My mom never had time for me. I was always criticized. I was always punished. There's this thing that happened to me. Basically, what you're looking for is you're looking for significant emotional events, and you're looking for repetitive negative experiences from childhood. That's mainly where your beliefs come from. And as you start using the tapping to get rid of these SEEs, where you learned these beliefs, and you get rid of the negative repetitive experiences from childhood, then these beliefs are no longer there. And then, you have nothing to hide. When you have nothing to hide and you trust others, those are in my experience the two main things that make it feel safe for you to look someone in the eyes and be able to make a connection with people. So hope that's been helpful. I talk about how to overcome social anxiety more on my website. That's socialanxietysolutions.com. On there you find 12 shortcuts to social confidence. I've been coaching socially phobic clients since 2009 using the tapping technique that I mentioned before. While it looks weird and wacky, I really suggest you go to my website and try it out. I teach it to there. I teach the basics of it to you there for free, and you can experience what it does for you. Okay, because it's normal to be skeptic, but give it a try. Actually experience it, because it will really change your life. So that said, I am the host of a podcast show called Social Anxiety Solutions, which you can find in iTunes. Here I'm interviewing psychologists, coaches, psychotherapists who are traditionally Western world traditionally trained, who have incorporated energy psychology, new and exciting field, into their practice, and have seen their practices, the results that they get with people, increase exponentially. Okay, this works where other things don't work, and I'm interviewing these experts on the show, and I'm asking them for their best secrets, stories of transformation, inspiring stories, tips, tricks, anything and everything to help you overcome your social anxiety. And each week we address a specific topic related to social anxiety, such as self-acceptance, sensitivity, fear of rejection. What else have we had? Perfectionism, overcoming shame, and so on and so forth. And this will really help you in your journey to social confidence. So, hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you next Thursday if you subscribe right here. And talk to you soon.